G'day and welcome to the Size for AFLPLAY. My name is Rog.
And I'm Starr.
And as always, this one is for the playmakers. For anyone who's ever picked up the footy or enjoyed the game from the sidelines, we will be serving you a slice of play every week right here on the Slice. Starr, how are you travelling?
I'm good. You just made me laugh because you had a few false starts to that intro, but we got there in the end.
We did get there. Third time is the charm. We are back in the studio in Sydney, and for the first time ever, the weather is not ideal, worse than Melbourne.
Yeah, it's not really a vibe. We're meant to be in spring now, and it is a light drizzle, but, you know, the show must go on.
And we are wearing very similar kits. You look phenomenal. I've got the pink top on as well.
We didn't even coordinate this. We just rocked up to the studio. We're like, wait a second.
We're just in tune. It's like
Yeah,
we're
we
on the
are.
same wavelength after so many episodes.
Bestie tings.
You're wearing the flared jeans though, which I think I want to get into. I've been trying to, but
should.
yet to buy a pair.
The flares are a slay. I'm actually wearing these today because I saw in one of our previous episodes when I sat down, my pants were really short and I just thought it looked weird.
Didn't want to get the ankles out.
No, so flares for the win. But Rog, should we get into a really quick 6.1 point?
I would love nothing more. My 1 pointer, Star, is that I recently, you may have heard this on the news, I recently made my return to cricket after 10 years of not playing.
Yeah.
I played bottom division cricket and I got called up on the last minute notice because Checkers and Stray, the Marmalade boys, my housemates, they play in the bottom division, like 9th division, and they needed to fill in on late notice. And I said, yep, I'll play. I rock up on my Saturday and all I do is stand in a field all day. I don't get to bat. I don't get to bowl because I was the late call up. They gave everyone else to go. So imagine all Saturday for like 8 hours, you're just standing in a field, hands in your pockets, looking around going, why the hell am I doing this?
Oh, no. But are you going to go back?
Never in my life will I play another game of cricket. I love cricket. I love batting. I love bowling, but I'm not going to fill in again when... Imagine, forget a cricket field. Imagine I told you on my Saturday, I'm just going to stand in a field, a random field and just stare for 8 hours.
Yeah, nah, that's not very fun for me.
It was shocking. But luckily my 6-pointer brought me back up.
Here we go.
Brought me joy. That is that I got the greatest present of all time. I got given out of nowhere $100 Uber Eats voucher.
That I would never think to get that for someone, but that is a great idea.
It's the best present ever because if you give someone cash, you still feel guilty about using that on like takeaway food because, you know, you could save it and put it towards something you really should be buying, like a house or something one day. But if you get an Uber Eats voucher, there's no guilt attached. You have no option. So I'm eating like a king 5 times a week for lunch, getting it delivered to my work. It was absolutely sensational.
Yum. Feel free to get me one for Christmas, by the way. Just letting you know.
What about you?
My 1 point this week is actually that this is our second last episode.
It is. It's drawing to a close.
Can't
but
believe it.
Don't be upset that it's over or about to be. Be grateful that it happened.
That is very true. But honestly, it feels like yesterday that we just did the pilot episode where we met each other for the first time. Yeah. And now we're here. We're besties. We're in matching outfits. And it's just been such a fun ride. So that's my 1 point for this week. My 6 point is actually kind of related to you as well because I just want to say I'm going on the public record and saying that Melbourne is so good.
Yes, I love that.
After our shoot last week, I spent a couple of days down there with my sibling. The coffee was amazing. The culture, there's so many fun things to do. Like we went to the art museum and that was free. I just feel like it is a city that is well built for like entertainment and just enjoying what is there. And maybe it's because I live in Sydney and when you live somewhere, maybe you don't appreciate it to its full extent. But I got to say, Rog, you were right. Melbourne slays.
Melbourne does slay. I feel like because Sydney has the weather and the harbour, Melbourne in competition had to compensate in some way. So they built a culture, they built all this infrastructure. So each of them both have their massive pros. We're both so lucky to be living in each city.
Yes.
I've absolutely loved coming to Sydney, but it's been an absolute blast.
And we've got a very exciting episode coming up. We have got a guest. We're in our guest era and I love it so much.
Really excited for today's one.
I know. So we have got Liessshy coming on the show today.
Liessshy, of course, is a gamer extraordinaire from TikTok. I'm sure you've seen her work. It's a world that is very familiar to you, pretty foreign to me, but I can't wait to pick her brain and find out everything there is to know about the big world of gaming.
And Liessshy is also a massive footy fan, so we're going to have some great chat. Should we bring her in?
Let's get stuck in. What an honour it is. What a privilege to be joined by the gamer girl TikTok icon herself. We're joined by Liessshy. Liessshy, how are you?
Hello, I'm good. How are you guys?
We are good. We are so excited to have you on the show today.
Yeah, we're very excited to have you on. And the world of gaming is such an amazing, incredible world. It's so big. Everybody seems to be on it. How did you find yourself falling in love with gaming, and what really drives you to continue venturing into that world?
I've been playing games since I was a little kid. Like, I have my parents to thank for this because they grew up with a Game Boy, a Super Nintendo, and a PlayStation 1. Well, I grew up with them having that. So, thanks to them, they have opened the world of gaming to me, and it's something that I've just done my whole life. So, I decided when I became an adult to share it with the world because I always hid the fact that I was a gamer. It just wasn't as out there as it is today, I guess we could say. So I posted online, and here I am showing the world that I love video games.
We love to see it. And, you know, all of us being here in the studio today just shows you that people from all walks of life can be brought together by one common love. I might be a hot girl walker and a secret gamer. Roger's a footy guy. We've got Liessshy, who is an out there gamer, but we all love footy.
Yes.
You are a Melbourne supporter, I believe, aren't you, Liessshy?
I am diehard D.
Do you find many parallels between the world of gaming and the world of football, the emotions that you feel and the journey you go on between the two of them?
Absolutely. I think the biggest theme for me is my competitive side. So I played a bit of footy in school, and I absolutely was competitive when I played. I just wanted to win. I wanted to kick the most goals, and I made that my mission. And when it comes to gaming, especially online gaming, I am still very competitive, and I don't mean to be, but it's just the nature of the game. You want to win. No one wants to lose. So,
Sorry, are you a controller breaker?
No, I can't say I've done that, but I definitely know some people who have in my life. And I don't want to go that far.
How do we tag my 10-year-old brother in this?
And so same with my 16-year-old brother. They've definitely been there, done that.
What game gets you most hot under the collar?
It tends to be Call of Duty and Fortnite. Any kind of shooting game where my attention has to be like straight on that and I'm in the zone. If nothing goes my way, it gets frustrating. And it's definitely a skill I've had to learn with calming myself down.
Liessshy, I've got to let you know that Rog has actually been in a bit of a FIFA tournament lately with the boys.
Ooh, nice.
How's that going, Rog? Because last update we heard was Caden had knocked you off the top spot.
It's a real arm wrestle. There's no bigger test of a man's ego than when you're playing FIFA against your mates. It really is a decider. It's a be all and end all. Caden, my best mate, who you may be aware of, I'm not sure, because he is the #1 Melbourne Football Club supporter in the country. He's a YouTuber, but we've been battling on FIFA. It's been competitive. He had the wood on me for a couple of years, but finally I have caught up to the great man. Is there a certain sports game that you tend to enjoy, or is it strictly sort of the world of sort of the gun games and whatnot?
I tend to leave my sports to IRL. Like, I'm not good at sports games myself, but I am a massive sport lover. So I haven't been able to bring it across to the virtual world. Let's just say that.
Maybe you can start the coding for an AFL game. Like, you can write all of it.
Maybe. We'll have a big, like, WAFL focus. I think that would be an awesome one.
Absolutely. Did you go to or watch the Melbourne Carlton semi-final by any chance? Did that cross your path?
I had to turn the TV off. It got very stressful for me. So it's something that I definitely have blocked out of my brain.
That's sensational.
My family are Carlton supporters, so my extended family, I should say. So there is a little bit of a battle there, and yeah, let's just say I was not a happy camper that day.
So for the minute portion of the population that may not be familiar with your work on TikTok, Liessshy, and the gaming that you tend to get up to, what can we expect to see, and what content are we sort of operating with your video games on your channel?
Sure. So I do game reviews and tech reviews across the board, but something that just dropped yesterday is the fact that I've actually signed to TikTok live streams.
Wow.
So I'm going to be gaming on TikTok, which is very exciting. So if you do want to come see all my emotions that I show, it's definitely worth checking out my little channel there.
That is so exciting. I love a good TikTok live stream.
That is absolutely sensational, Liessshy. I see you've got the setup in the background there, and something that I always seem to notice about video video game content creators is they've always got the deluxe set up in the background.
Yeah.
They've also got the most comfortable chair you've ever seen. They've got like the big screens in front of them that looks like they're Iron Man. Can you talk us through your setup that you're operating with?
100%. So my official studio just got completed the other day. So I'm in a brand new space with all my tech surrounding me. And look, I don't think you're a real gamer unless you have RGB lights behind you, in front of you, coming from your computer. But I do have a massive computer that I call my space station. I built it myself and it weighs about 40 kilos. It's a very heavy thing.
Whoa.
And chair, you need a comfortable chair because you're sitting here for hours. You have to be comfortable. It's got to be ergonomic though.
That's awesome. And Liessshy, I'd love to know, so we know you're a big footy fan as well. What are like the main similarities that you see, say, between your favorite games in the gaming world and then footy? Like, can you give us just some examples?
Yeah, I think it's passion. I am such a passionate gamer, and that is why I became a reviewer and became a content creator. And it's the same thing with following footy. Like, I go to the games because I'm passionate about it. I was fresh out of the womb with a Melbourne jumper on me, so it's been instilled in me since I was a child. And no matter what anyone says or when Melbourne have had their bad years, the passion's always brought me back. So it's definitely a linking factor between the two, and it's what keeps me going.
Something I'm definitely curious about with the gaming world, because while I have, as every kid does, played the odd video game, I've never actually been a gamer. But what drew me into the football community and became such an addiction that I could never imagine leaving is the sense of community, the sense of camaraderie between all the people you meet, all the friends you have that support the same team. Is there much of a similar feeling amongst the community in the gaming world?
Oh, 100%. If anything, communities are bigger than ever in the gaming space. You've got your live streamers that build their communities. You've got friend groups that run LAN comps and game nights. Like, it's such a good industry to connect with people. And that's just like with local footy. It's the same kind of thing. You know, you go down on the weekend to your local field, see the kids play, meet the families, grow friendships. They're so similar, and I think a lot of people don't realize that gaming can be such a connecting space, just like sports, just like music. No matter what it is, we're all the same. We're all here because we want to be around our friends and we want to have a sense of community, and it does it so well.
Well,
Love that.
Starr and I want to build our own community, and we have. We've taken steps there. I'm not sure if you're aware or you've been tuning in, but we have started our own football club. It's coming up. It is called the Sledgehammers. Are you aware of what I might be talking about?
I've heard it through the grapevine.
Whoa,
There you
okay. The goss is out there.
And we've got our logo, we've made our Guernseys, we've started to make steps to get the Sledgehammers finally out on that park and kicking the pigskin around. But one thing we have not done yet is recruit our players.
Yeah.
One thing we really want to get around with our players, we want to promote a bit of a culture of diversity. We don't want it to all to just be your Chris Judd type operators who, you know, grew up playing the game of football. We want it to be a sprinkling from all over the shop. Now, Starr, we know she's the hot girl walker. We know I'm the football man. Liessshy, we know you're the gamer. We had the idea of us coming together, hand-picking of maybe 3 players each that we can assign to our football clubs. Would you like to join us in being a head recruiter of our side, the Sledgehammers?
I 100% want to be a part of this. This is such a good idea. And honestly, I have 3 in mind already. So I can't wait to tell you.
Oh, Liessshy, do you want to kick it off for us?
Should we go
Why
one?
not?
Should we go 1 for 1 or 3 for 3? Do you reckon?
Let's go 1 for 1.
First pick in the Sledgehammers AFL draft. I'd like to welcome Liessshy.
All right, I'm kicking off with a main midfielder, and that has to be Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh.
He is so fast, and he can zoom straight around the field, get the ball straight to the forward pocket as quick as possible to kick the goals, send it to his forwards, off they go. It's just a match made in heaven, really.
He'd be agile. He'd be lightning.
That is such
no
a
would
good
catch him.
one.
He reminds me a bit of Zach Butters for those that might be watching and loves him. Second pick in the draft, Starr and CG?
Look, it might be a little bit hard to get her because she is on tour at the moment, but I was thinking Taylor Swift would be amazing in the Sledgehammers.
I mean, no prizes for guessing who Starr's first pick was.
I'm so predictable.
Wow, you've really gone out there this time, Starr.
I just think even if, we didn't have an amazing game, we can, have a little jam session in the change rooms.
Right. Okay. So we're not even talking on field. We're more talking the off field sort of stuff.
Yes, because as we know, vibes are very important.
Vibes are important. So I'm a bit thrown that you went off field because I predicted that you two would go on field, and I thought I'll assign the positions that maybe you guys aren't aware of that is required in a football
Sure.
club. And, Richmond Footy Club really started the movement of the mental side is probably as important, if not more important than the physical side. So I want the most elite sports psychologists in the game to make sure our players are ready to go upstairs before they take the field.
Ooh,
so my number one pick is Dr. Phil. I want
so good.
Dr. Phil at our club. Anyone has any personal issues, they go to Dr. Phil, he sorts them out, and we are 100% primed to win a premiership.
Is Dr. Phil a real doctor?
I think so. If not, he's a liar. And if you're not lying, you're not trying. So I'm happy to have him on board anyway.
Stunning. Liessshy, who's your second pick?
All right, so I'm going to go to the coach, actually. And I am a massive Crash Bandicoot lover, but I choose Coco Bandicoot as the coach because she is so strategic.
Wow.
She's on the board with her tech, and I feel like she would really be able to delegate well and explain plays well because she's just so logical.
That is, I must be honest, I'm not aware of Coco's work, but...
Isn't it Crash Bandicoot's sister?
Correct.
Wow.
There you go.
So every time you see her in the game, she's got her little laptop and she's real techie.
Yeah.
And it's me. It's basically me.
I was going to say, you're giving Coco vibes. I love that so much.
Coco, welcome aboard.
Okay, my next pick, Rog, I know you're really going to love this one.
It's not Taylor Swift again, is it?
No, it's not. It's someone who would really be there to pick you up if you ever needed a little cuddle or something after the game.
Wow.
My second pick is actually Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, I just said before Winnie the Pooh, that was my favourite book growing up.
I know, when you said that, Rog mentioned Winnie the Pooh off mic and I was like, oh, you're going to love this one.
Yeah, Winnie the Pooh. I'm not sure, if I'm honest, how agile Winnie the Pooh will be on the field.
Yes, look, he might spend a little bit of time on the bench, but he doesn't even wear pants.
No,
He's only got a little red top
love.
on. So
I think we do bring that culture into the AFL. No Sledgehammers are strict no pants policy. I'm in.
But I just think Pooh Bear would be a nice little, you'd come off the field and instead of having an orange slice, you have a little pot of honey. Just little
Welcome
little
aboard
nice.
to the Sledgehammers, the Pooh Bear. My second pick, my role when I played footy, because I was no good, I wasn't athletic, was to be the spiritual leader, which serves two purposes. Someone you can have a laugh with and everyone loves having around the club for fun off field, but also garners enough respect that if they tell you to do something, you'll happily do it. So my second pick is Cleopatra, Queen of Egypt.
Whoa.
Now, obviously, the Queen from 51 to 30 BC, powerful, intelligent, adventurous, bit of a seductress, so she can seduce the football her way. When the person with the footy is looking up, who do I kick it to? She seduces the football in her direction. A strong leader, Cleopatra is my second pick.
You've done a bit of research on this, Rog.
Yeah, I have.
Bit of a
actually,
historian.
Yeah, I have. I have taken to history, but you need to draw on history sometimes. History dictates our future, as they say. Third pick, Liessshy.
All right. So going off the field a little bit, we all need to drink water, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I chose as my water person Blastoise from Pokemon.
Wow.
And not just little Squirtle. We want Blastoise because he's got these massive cannons and he can shoot water at the players from afar, keeping them hydrated nice and fast. They don't even have to worry about running onto the field and disrupting the game. They just shoot from afar and you're all set.
That's really resourceful.
Love
yeah,
that.
I love
Love
that.
Blastoise. I was never a Pokemon guy. I was a big Dragon Ball Z man. I never quite jumped on board the Pokemon bandwagon, but Blastoise, he's in it just for the name more than anything. Blastoise, what a fun word to say.
Perfect.
We're really building out the dream team here, aren't we?
And we've only got 2 picks remaining, Starr.
Well, my final pick is a very important position in the team. One might argue that the game and the day just wouldn't go ahead without this person, and that is the person working in the canteen.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Very important role. We've got sausage rolls, we've got dim sims, it's all happening.
Gordon Ramsay.
So my pick is Henry the Octopus from the Wiggles because
amazing.
he has 8 arms.
So he could just do everything.
Yep. So he's going to be, instead of passing out 1 sausage roll per 3 minutes, he's going to be doing 8. And just imagine the line of production. No one is missing out.
No one's short of a hot dog. No one's short of an Allen's Ollie. It is all happening thanks to Henry the Octopus. I love that. That's great. Might be a bit overworked considering he's in the canteen alone, but that's okay. You can manage.
No, octopus, they can handle it. Yeah.
My third pick, the final pick of the Sledgehammers, what a team we've built so far. Now, we do need someone. I know you picked Taylor Swift, but we're forgetting that you picked her because I've got someone else to be in charge of tunes and in charge of the vibe, and that is my boys, Daft Punk.
Oh, no. I thought you were going to say Maddie Healy. I was really worried you're going to try reunite exes. No. I know you love the 1975.
Maddie Healy's our number 1 ticket holder. He's a massive fan, but he's not quite on board.
He's in the corporate box.
Daft Punk in charge of the tunes and the vibes, but also they've got the helmets on, so that means they can't get concussions, which is a massive bonus. We don't want our players to get injured. And they're dynamic. They're exciting. Imagine them on each of the half-forward flanks. They would be magical. They'd be like the old Cracker brothers. So the Daft Punk are our final pick. I've taken 2 for 1. Well done.
Stunning. Great work, team. I think we did really well with that.
Absolutely. From all walks of life, come together. The Sledgehammers premierships are in our DNA. And thank you so much, Liessshy, for joining us, helping us build our squad. With your expert tutelage in the gaming world, I'm sure we can go to premiership glory with the Sledgehammers.
Thank you so much for having me. It was so awesome to talk to you guys.
Thanks, Liessshy. And I really want to see you do a Coco Bandicoot dress up, please. That would be great on a live stream.
I'll add it to the list.
Thanks,
Catch you later, Liessshy.
See ya.
Bye.
Starr, I cannot believe that I get to play football one day with Daft Punk, Winnie the Pooh and Taylor Swift.
What a lineup, hey?
What an absolute honour it is. It's been such an enjoyable show. Lovely. She's an absolute legend. I might buy myself a console so I can play online with her.
I think so.
But today was fantastic. Next week for the season finale of this Slice is going to be quite possibly even bigger, quite possibly even better.
So make sure you tune in next week. It's going to be so much fun. We'll be right here on AFLPLAY YouTube on Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. And make sure you follow us on socials as well. We're on TikTok, we're on Instagram at AFLPLAY because we post lots of fun content on there too.
Season finale next week.
Let's go, it's a big one. Let's go.
Here we go. The Slice, presented by AFLPLAY, is hosted by Starr MCG and Connor Rogers.
The Slice is recorded and produced at Amplify Studios, situated on Gadigal land. We pay our respects to the traditional owners of the land and waters in which we record on.